Hi all. Very good evening. I am Priyanka Changya, co-founder HEN. HEN stands for Her Entrepreneurial Network. It's your go-to community for women entrepreneurs who come together to inspire, inform, and support each other. Today's live is very special because I have nobody else other than my partner in crime and founder of HEN, Ruchi Mittal. She is somebody who has been an ace networker all her life. And today, what we are going to be talking about is you versus the noise, how to stand out in a crowded market. And please join me in welcoming Ruchi. Hi, Ruchi.
Hey Priyanka, Radhe Krishna, thank you so much. And
All right.
because we are here, I just want to give a shout out that I thoroughly enjoy working with you and I want you to know that.
Same here, all hearts. All right. On that note, Ruchi, why are we talking about this subject today? Why did we pick
Batao,
this? I'll
batao,
go ahead.
tum hi batao.
I will say this, guys. So, day in and day out, we are working with countless women entrepreneurs, engaging with them, talking to them. And this is one thing that stands out in our mind also. Ruchi and I, so many times we talk about this. What leaves a mark? What makes a person choose one over the other? Why is somebody's name instantly pops up in our head, but somebody's name we are constantly struggling? Array, who was that person? What differentiates one from the other? And this is what we are here to shed light on today, right, Ruchi?
Absolutely. Those moments when you need somebody's product or service, some name, something, and you're like, किसी को जानते हैं but मालूम नहीं, याद
Yes.
नहीं आ रहा. You're right, Priyanka.
Yeah. So, and I also want to lay this out in so many words, right? So, what happens in and day out, what we are doing, everybody is doing this today, right? We are putting ourselves out there on social media, through networking meets, and countless other opportunities. Now, every meet you go to, you're meeting 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, right? And there are only a handful that you will remember. Who are those handful? And are you one of those? That is what we are here to decode today. How do you become that, right? What are some of the tips and tricks that Ruchi and I can share with you to ace that game and to stand out, right? So, my first question to you, Ruchi, is that, why does competition feel so intense right now, especially for small business founders? Because you see this, right? Everyone's struggling, so to say. Everybody is really putting themselves out there. But still, one common thread that we hear every founder say this is, I'm here to network, learn, and grow. I'm here to collaborate. Sales are a problem, right? Or I want to see more sales. So, how are the two related? Your thoughts?
I will look at it from the other perspective.
Okay.
So where we meet entrepreneurs, and as entrepreneurs we all say we're looking for sales, and हम सबको बता भी रहे हैं this is what we do, but nothing much is happening. But as a
Hmm.
customer, I know
Hmm.
so many people in the same space, but फिर भी मैं बोल रही हूँ कि मुझे वो मिल ही नहीं रहा जो मुझे चाहिए.
Huh.
Classic case in branding, we meet so many people, we don't know what to do, who to
Yeah.
talk to. Website building, we don't know who to talk to. If we want to buy a product, we are constantly thinking क्या ये quality मिलेगा मुझे. So
Yeah.
essentially, जब मैं अपने आप के संग बैठती हूँ एक कमरे में और मैं सोचती हूँ this is what I want, I know so many people, but who do I take it from?
Yes.
Then the names that come to my mind are the ones that I have had some conversations or build some trust with. Right?
Yeah. So, what are you saying? What is the real differentiator in today's market then?
Then the real differentiator for me is as a consumer, and you can also share your experience, Pri.
Yeah.
But then the real differentiator is when I know that somebody I can trust and does ABC work, and then
Hmm.
when I need that work, then because I trust that person, I reach that person, and that's how that competition fight cuts. Don't you think?
Yeah. I think, yes, you are spot on when you say that you are your real differentiator. And
Yes.
I truly believe in this because, see, as small business owners, as people who are building our brands currently, right? Or even if you are somebody established, right? A brand and the founder are interchangeable. You are your brand and your brand is you. So as a founder, it's very, very important that you carry both the things with that spirit and you differentiate yourself there. So coming to this, Ruchi, now that we have established that yes, you are your real differentiator, but don't you think like differentiate करना भी easy नहीं है, because at the end of the day, if I'm a lawyer, people will look at me from that lens. If I'm a doctor, people will look at me from that lens. If I'm a product company, people tend to assume I'm here to sell my products or services, right? So how do I build that trust despite this layer of people identifying me with the work that I do?
You have any experience, Shai? Do you want to do? I will. I'll go ahead. I think
um,
when we talk,
Go ahead, Ruchi, then
I'll
I'll.
start and then you come in. I think
Hmm,
when we talk to people
hmm,
beyond work, that is
hmm.
where real relationship building happens. So for
Okay.
example, if I come from branding world, right, and I know you have another family business, so if suppose we don't talk about him, we talk about our other businesses that we've
Hmm.
been part of. I am from branding and you are from digital lock business, right, home automation. So, if we are hitting a conversation and we don't talk about branding and home automation, but we talk about how to organize business, or we
Hmm.
talk about gardening is your hobby, how
Yeah.
to organize business is your passion, that's a passion that we both connect with.
Yeah.
Will that bring more trust and relationship building between the two of us? Or you telling me how why home automation is important and me telling you why branding is important will build
I
more
think
relation.
after 5 minutes it'll get boring, and you are
Yeah.
right. Yes. So I think the secret sauce here is how engaging can you be? How are your conversation skills? How multifaceted your personality is, so to say, right? And how much you're exploring this life that you're holding, right? And
Yeah.
how best you are making use of that, right? So I think, yeah, you have raised a very, very important point. But and having said that, I think these also becomes very good conversation starters, right? Because when you know that, say, when I meet a fellow gardener, right, it's an instant hit. Like, I don't even need anything else. I can talk so much. I
Yeah.
can talk so much. I don't need. And that connection is instantly established, right? Similarly, I'm
Now
sure many
I'll
examples.
bring another point because you just said if you meet a gardener or somebody who enjoys gardening, you'll hit a conversation, right? Now, if I bring another person in who's not a gardener but are selling garden products, now
Yeah.
you think in your head and be candid. Who will you talk to and how will your relationship conversation go?
Of course, with the gardener, it'll be better than the product.
Because you're coming with an assumption that that person will want to sell you,
Yeah.
and this is how all of us are,
Yes.
isn't
And I
it?
think one very important element that I really want to bring here is, say, you are somebody who is into image consistency or anything, like just pick up anything. If the way you are doesn't speak your brand's language, it automatically is very difficult for people to trust you. That trust will
Correct.
not build. Like, I see so many people who are selling fitness gear, equipment, etc., but they themselves are not fit. Now,
Correct.
if you yourself, you are not fit and you are in that industry, it makes me question you, right? I will not be able to trust you. Same
Of
goes
course.
for same goes in the branding world. I think if somebody says I'm a
Yeah.
digital marketer, first thing I will do is see their Insta page, right?
Of
If their
course.
Insta page is not speaking that language or is not very impressive, I will not be
Question.
able to do business with. Okay.
Of
So
course.
I think that consistency is very, very, very important when we talk about, standing out, because it is
Yeah.
not about where you are. You may be in a railway station. You may be in the next cafe, right? Wherever you might be at a networking meet, wherever you are, consistency in the way you are standing up, showing up for yourself and your brand has to be there, right?
Yeah.
So coming to
Yeah.
the next question, Ruchi. Can you share a personal experience where trust or connection or made or broke a business deal for you?
Okay, I will not talk about a deal. I'll just share what happened in my last flight when I was flying from Pune to Bangalore.
Okay.
Um, I sat in the flight, and the lady sitting next to me was from an MNC company, and she
Hmm.
was a project manager. She is a project manager there.
Hmm.
When we hit the how did the conversation start? The conversation start, Bhagwan ji, thank you, flight right time पे है. Okay. उसके बाद में it was eventually like, okay, tell, what do you do and what do you do? Why have you come to Pune, etc., etc. And then when she said project management tool and pre, that we've been working so hard on organizing our own systems. So the minute she told me, I was like, okay, tell me what kind of project management? What does this mean? What do you all do? And things like that. Okay. And then she started telling me about how she thinks of project management tools and, what, how, just her thought process behind it.
Hmm.
While we were hitting that conversation, I realized that if we have somebody like her come and lead a session for us at hand and give
Hmm.
us insights how these MNC companies set project management tools, teams, systems for themselves, will that
Hmm.
not be insightful for us?
Yes, it will be.
It will be. Now, what does it take now? Because she candidly told me about how she thinks, it was easier for me to tell her, look, I run this community for women entrepreneurs. We love to have such conversations in our meetings. If you would love to come and lead the meeting. This is
Hmm.
first instance. Now, parallelly on my LinkedIn, right, left, and center, I get messages, I get connections to coaches who are only asking me to get them for a speaking opportunity. But what I'm not able to tell them is, for me to have somebody come, we need to know how they are and who they are, why they want to come. That
Yeah.
why does not happen. So now, see, here is the competition, here is the relationship, here is the conversation.
Yeah. And very well pointed out. And I would say this, Ruchi, I have noticed this, right? Most, most, most places that you do not even dream of, you will find most interesting people, and it's just the way you speak, the way you can passionately tell your story, that can help in that sparking that connection, and then things just move forward for you, right? So that's quite true. I experienced this
Do you
myself.
have an experience to share?
Yes, definitely. So, so many times it has happened with me, and this is my most favorite part about being on hand, right? So, we always think in terms of followers, right? Like the whole world does. So many likes, so many followers, etc., etc. So last year, what happened? I was visiting my family back in Jaigaon. It's a small border town between India and Bhutan. And when I went there, like I had gone for some family event, etc. And I had all these cousins and nephews and nieces who were like almost 2 decades younger than me. And they were all like, after the initial hi, hello, and catching up, they were like, Bua, tell us, what is it that you're doing at hand? We keep seeing you on Instagram. We want to know more. And they were like all curious and all ears, right? And here I was thinking, I didn't even know that anybody is watching me or they are listening, etc. And these are my young family members who are, getting inspired by whatever is happening on him, right? So my point is just this, guys. You don't know who is watching you in today's world, who is observing, and it's very, very important. Again, I'm back to consistency. It is very, very important. Wherever you are, however you are showing up in a consistent manner for yourself and your brand. I can't emphasize this enough. So
Absolutely.
yes, so that is where trust building happens, guys. When you are consistent with what you are saying, what you are doing, everybody remembers that. People relate to that, and that is what you need to build as a founder to stand out in this crowd. All right. So coming to my next question, Ruchi, that it is quite exhausting, honestly, to show up continuously, right? Like there are just so many meetups, virtual, offline, this, that, so many events. So how do I not get exhausted as a founder? How do I show up? What do I do? Matlab, sometimes it can be overwhelming too, right? So, any tips on that? What do you do? Like, say you have like four events that you need to go to, or there are just so many things that you need to do. How do you
Yeah.
prioritize? What's your
No, I really want to start by saying it is so natural to get overwhelmed and tired. नहीं
yeah?
मतलब all of us want that time off screen. Absolutely resonate with that. But
Hmm.
the deal also is to understand that there are just so much opportunity also.
Yes.
Multiple things I want to bring. Like today it happened. I was on our community and I was going through, whenever a new member comes, we're always telling everybody, guys, come and introduce yourself. And that introduction is about how you share our story. So now if you forget, if, which platform you are on, wherever we are, the way we talk about ourselves and our business, that one introduction, that can mean the world, because
Hmm.
that is where the conversation starter happens.
Yeah.
I had two, while one said, I am in this and this business, while the
Hmm.
other person came in to share the journey of the business. When
Yeah.
somebody shares the journey, you know what to talk next, while when somebody just says I'm so and so, you don't know what to ask the next. So,
Yes.
how am I cutting through this? Is I use various channels to put things of work and not of work. So, for
Okay.
example, simple thing like WhatsApp status is something that I have started to get active on in last 1 or 2 weeks. And what I'm
Hmm.
doing on this is, and this is not planned at all. There is no structure to this. But what is happening is whenever I am reading something or I am consuming a piece of content that I think is inspirational, goes up
Hmm.
on my status on WhatsApp. So, for
Hmm.
example, the other day I was in my garden and I saw a butterfly which had beautiful polka dots, was also on my WhatsApp. While I was part of our Hen Hyderabad meet, was also part of my WhatsApp. And
Hmm.
yesterday, one Instagram reel which was about teamwork was also on my WhatsApp. Now,
Hmm.
what I am seeing is people who are seeing these statuses are different people, but I am getting messages from different people of different types, and they are like जिनसे ना रोज रोज बातें नहीं हो रही, वो कभी हुआ होगा टाइप्स वैसे.
Hmm.
So somebody is writing in to say give me the link, somebody says very good, somebody says good job, somebody says how have you been. What I'm bringing in is there are each place where our story, our post, we can be visible or we are visible.
Hmm.
All of this is also points of building trust,
Yeah.
which I don't know if we are seeing it happen like that or not. But I think there is immense power in there, don't you think?
Yes, I think what that also helps you do is that, honestly speaking, everybody's phone book is full of contacts, right?
Yeah,
But how many are relationships, right? And how much time do you have to
yeah,
invest in them, right? These are good nudges. I think they are good conversation starters. They are good reminders of, taking that charge of your relationship and ensuring that, you are not forgetting.
yeah,
That's a very
yeah,
important. You might have been good friends with somebody and you've totally forgotten. But I think
yeah,
it's time to use technology to knock and see and just
yeah.
get connected again. So
Which Priyanka also means not just putting story and waiting somebody will reach out, but to have time to browse through other stories.
yes,
So
yes,
on other social media platforms, wherever, whoever is, however comfortable you are going ahead and putting your stuff out. How much time genuinely you are taking to interact with other people's posts and
yes,
stories,
very nice.
right? So caring is two-way traffic.
Okay. And what are your thoughts on balancing the two? So we spoke about founders' identity, we spoke about the brand identity, etc. Any tips on balancing the two, not being over the top, not being too salesy, but still being able to put your point across? Any tips on that?
Do you want to go ahead with this first, or
Yes.
do you want me? Go ahead.
Yeah, I would love to share. So, see, my personal take, there's no right or wrong answer here, but my personal take is, that build a scope, build a scope in every conversation, not to focus too much on only what you are doing, but also to focus on why you are doing what you're doing and also other aspects of your existence, right? So it could be the simplest of things. It could be something you're working on, like you mentioned, your engagement with in that flight, right? So it could be in simple things like that, something that's bothering you, something that you are working on, or you find that common ground with someone and you figure out a way to make that connection. I think that is very, very important. And that becomes your balancing factor. Otherwise, what happens is, I feel as founders, we are also so passionate about what we are building. We tend to gravitate towards that and speak about that all the time. And I have also gotten this feedback that, okay, enough is enough. We know you're doing this, but let's move on, right? Okay. So I think point well taken, and you should figure out a way to make your life more things, not just one aspect. What are your thoughts?
So what I am doing these days is whenever I'm talking to whoever, okay,
Hmm.
my friends, people from here and people outside and my family,
Hmm.
I'm my first thing, first few, couple of minutes is only to understand what is that person's interest today and
Hmm.
what does that person want to talk about.
Hmm.
And my whole work is to be able to talk about as many subjects that come my way.
Hmm.
I think that's where it starts.
Yes, very,
And
very interesting.
that's all that I'm doing actually.
Yeah, in fact, I think I've become quite shameless. I upfront say, so if I meet somebody from an industry that I have no knowledge about, I will say, tell me more. I want to
Huh?
know more. What
Which
is
is
what?
good, no?
Like, I remember I was talking to this friend of mine who's a jeweler, and he opened a shop in a new. Instead of opening a shop in Panchkula, he opened a new store in Zirakpur. Okay, and my first thought was, why Zirakpur over Panchkula? Panchkula has a bigger,
Of
not
course.
to say more upscale market, etc., etc. And then he gave me 4 or 5 pointers from his industry, saying that, these are the things we think will work better considering our price segment, etc., in the
See?
zero market. And now that's why I'm opening a store there. Now that was such a brilliant insight for me, because I did not think of it in that manner,
Correct.
right? And that was good.
Yeah. So that's all. No, I mean, as long as we can talk to people beyond just selling our product,
Yeah.
genuinely, that's what relationship is. So everybody who's coming and saying, and I really think, how much are we going with a clean slate? No, like,
Hmm.
are we really getting into a conversation by saying, "Chalo, I should be able to sell something," or are we getting into a conversation to say, "I want to learn something." I think if you're coming from that zone of I want to learn something or I want to be able to support somebody else, that is enough. With this support, there's one more thing that is coming to me is, हमें लगता है दूसरे को सपोर्ट करना बहुत नोबल चीज है. मुझे लगता है अब वो बहुत ओवररेटेड होते जा रहा है. नहीं चाहिए किसी को. मत ही करो सब. So at
Ruchi,
least
you
we
can't
can
be saying that. The word support is there in our mission statement and our value system.
देखो हमारे यहाँ पीछे भी लिखा हुआ है गाइस. You're right, I agree, but still the point is, no, everybody is saying नहीं है. हम लोग कोई कोई nobody is there to be godly. We are all here. The least we can do is genuinely
Hmm.
share and listen. We don't know everything. If we
Hmm.
can do something together, let's do it. Like, let's simplify it. There are no rules actually around it, is all that I'm trying to say. And
Very
that
well
works.
said. Ruchi. Yeah, I think that works. All right. And so, final thoughts. If you were to share one thing to a small business founder that they should do this week to stand out, what should it be?
पहले तो हम स्मॉल नहीं बोलेंगे यार, प्रियंका, दुख लगता है मुझे टू एनी बिजनेस फाउंडर.
Okay.
है ना?
To any business founder. All right.
आई थिंक बस यार मिलो लोगों से, नहीं, just be
Yeah.
be yourself and let other person be. I mean, if we can do that much is enough.
I
What do
I
you have
just
to
want
say?
Yeah, I want to add a couple of things here. First and foremost, yes, meet people, show up not
Hmm.
just for your brand, but also for yourself. It's always
Show up.
interesting to meet new people, gain new insights. It's very important. Focus on how you are carrying yourself, guys. That is one thing a lot of us tend to miss out on. It's very, very important how you present yourself, how well groomed you are, how you carry yourself, how well you speak. I am not saying that it has to be English. It's not about that. It is just about your thought processes, the way you conduct yourself, the way you talk, right? And you can you can genuinely work on polishing that. And here I want to share a personal story. So when all this live business started on end, trust me, guys, I was not prepared at all. Ruchi knows it. I was the kind of person who was shy of putting even my pictures directly on social media. And here was a need, a business needed that we wanted to create a space where women founders get the opportunity to present themselves, their business, talk about it, right? What did I do? I was not confident of going live and speaking. I would put my phone camera, record myself, re record myself, make edits every time until I was happy with the way I was going to conduct the live, right? And I did that religiously for every live I did. I think my first 20 lives I did that. But after that, it became a habit. It became a habit. I did not have to even think about it. Now I think even if you wake me up in my sleep and ask me to do a live, I can do it. I am not bothered by it. So this is all about practice, and guys, do that for yourself and your business, because both are this. They are not separate. And last but not the least, be seen, and make someone else feel heard. That is very, very important. So do all of this. All right. Great. Is there anything
Awesome.
else you want to add, or are we done for the
No, I will just applaud for you for the effort that you've put to get yourself on live. I know how much effort has gone behind it,
day? Yes.
right? So
Now
that's
I
about
feel.
it.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. We'll be back next week with another live. If you have certain questions, put it in the chat. If you want to see certain conversations, do put that out as well. And we would love to bring them on this channel. All right. Great.
And if you have not subscribed to us, do subscribe to the channel. And
Yes.
if you're a woman entrepreneur who knows nothing about hen and you are listening to us, do visit henindia.com and you will get to know the magic we are working around.
All
With that,
right.
all the best. Chak de
Bye
fatte.
bye.